At exactly midnight, the cave walls turned pink, like they were blushing in the dark. It started as a rumor in the hills of Kyushu, the kind locals tell with a half smile and a lowered voice. A limestone mouth hidden behind cedar and moss. A place hunters avoided, not because of bears or bad footing, but because something inside it watched back with light. In the summer of 1996, a young geology student named Haru arrived with a cheap flashlight, a notebook, and a stubborn need to prove people wrong. The village had given the cave a name that didn't translate cleanly, something like the heart that won't sleep. Haru laughed at that, until he stepped inside. The air was colder than the night outside, damp and metallic on the tongue. His beam cut through curtains of dripping stone. Water tapped like a slow clock, and deeper in, the tunnel widened into a chamber that felt too round, too quiet, like a room made for listening. He checked his watch. 11:58. He told himself it was just darkness playing tricks, a reflection, a mineral sparkle, anything normal. Then the second hand climbed to 12. The pink arrived softly, not like a switch, but like breath fogging a mirror. The cave's veins, the ripples of stone, even the wet film on the floor, began to glow with a gentle rose light. Not bright enough to read by, just bright enough to make shadows look alive. Haru's flashlight suddenly felt rude. He clicked it off. The chamber still glowed. And the terrifying part wasn't the color. It was how the light seemed to spread with intention, pooling in cracks like it knew where to go. The stalactites overhead looked like pale teeth stained with cherry blossom. His own hands, held out in front of him, turned the color of raw skin beneath a lantern. He stumbled back, heart battering his ribs, because he realized something else. The glow wasn't just reflecting. It was coming from inside the rock. Over the next weeks, more people came. A teacher with students, a journalist chasing a headline, even an older researcher who brought sample bags and a tiny radiation detector. They took scrapings, measured temperature, tested moisture, argued about phosphorescent minerals, calcite with trace elements, manganese, maybe something rare carried by groundwater for decades. But no explanation settled the way the cave did, because the glow didn't fade after one night. For years, the chamber kept its midnight blush, steady, gentle, almost patient. Sometimes it was stronger after rain. Sometimes it dimmed in drought. Sometimes it pulsed so faintly you'd think you imagined it, until your eyes adjusted and the cave seemed to sigh pink again. Haru returned one final time before graduating. He stood at the edge of that chamber and didn't take a sample. Didn't write a note. He just watched the stone quietly shine as if the mountain was holding a secret and choosing politely not to share it. And maybe that's the point. Some mysteries aren't meant to be solved quickly. Some are meant to be felt. So you remember how small you are and how strange this world can be after midnight. If this story gave you chills, hit like, share it with someone who loves mysteries, subscribe for more strange true tales, and tell me in the comments. Would you step into that pink glow or run the moment the clock hits 12?